Okay, so before I zoom in, you'll notice that my point that I just selected is highlighted in yellow, and also note that it is directly in the center of the display. So let me zoom in, and you'll notice that it does appear a little cluttered. So what I'm going to do is go over the layers list, and you can turn off or on certain layers that we provide on this display. And to be able to find that layers list, there's two locations to access that. The first being in the lower left hand corner over here, and you'll see it says map layers. Or the second way is by clicking the orange 911 tools box and going down to where it says show the layers list. Now you'll note that there's a lot of layers here that we provide. The top three being live, which are through VTrans, USGS, and NOAA. And any of these layers which are in all cap locks are what we maintain, and what we maintain through our 911 town coordinators, such as the e-sites or the address point locations, hydrants, landmarks, any footprints layers, and things that are just in regular text is what we borrow from, for example, VCGI, such as the parcels which we recently added, or lakes and rivers, for example. Now to turn on these layers or turn off, you just have to simply check or uncheck that layer. So in my case, it seems really cluttered here, so I'm actually going to turn off the building footprints layer to see more detail. Now let's go over some of the live imagery here, or live data that we provide. And now let me zoom out to get a better view of it. So for example, let's turn on the VTrans live, and you'll see if you zoom out, it's a little easier to see. For example, right here where the camera is, you can click on that and it will give you a hyperlink to their website, and you can see what exactly the camera is looking at this moment. Likewise, with the stream flow stations from the USGS, you can click on their points and it will bring you to a link to their website. And if you zoom out even further, you can also see the current live weather as well. Now, as we go through the rest of these layers, let me zoom back in. A few of these layers are a little bit older, however they can be helpful in some cases, such as the older imagery. Now the older imagery is located in the bottom of our layers list, where we have the VCGI color imagery, and that same imagery in black and white as well. Now what's nice about the black and white imagery is that that was taken in winter and there are no tree coverage. Now there are other layers here which are really important, such as the Emergency Service Zone, or the ESZ, and this is a layer which we also maintain, and if I turn this on, it will give you the who provides coverage for this area for police, fire, and ambulance. Now if you zoom out, you'll see the boundary of their coverage in a dark maroon or a dark red. As you can see, Middlesex State Police here versus Montpelier Police in this area. So other layers here that we can go over. Let me zoom to a different location, such as J peak. And you'll notice that we have in this area, we have mapped all these ski trails, and I want to see the ski trails. However, I don't want to see the long trail or any other trails. I just want to see the ski trails, for example. So to be able to do this, you click on this little plus arrow here to show all the trails that are available that you can then turn on and off. So in this case, I want to turn off every trail besides the skiing trail. Now, I don't want to see the lifts either, so I'll just turn that off as well. You can see I now have what I wanted, and you can also click on any of our point data. For example, I just clicked on this trail and it tells me a few things when I clicked on it. So it says Angel's Wiggle, and it says it's a Alpine Trail Intermediate, and it also tells me that it's at J Peak Resort. Likewise, this is the same thing. We still have this, what we call is a quick tip, and we have this function for when you click on any of our data, such as the eSites layer or a road. So for example, I click on this address here of 26 Bridge Road, and it tells me the address, tells me the site type, in this case other residential, and again you can see what site types they are based on in the legend and the rather large list of site types that we have for buildings. So another important piece of information you get here by clicking on the point to get the quick tips. In this case, at J Peak Resort, they use different addressing standards, and they also have an address of Village 141 through 144. And the last bit of information which you see here is our eSite ID, and that is the number that we generate in our data. And in this case it is 337991, and that number is not going to change for that point unless the address changes. And with that pretty much sums up the layers list, and the rest of them are pretty self-explanatory. All you gotta do is just turn them on and off.